Yo, what's good? We back with CT's RPT, Real Prison Talk with Wes. And tonight I want to bring up this corona epidemic. It's definitely getting more serious than I would have ever expected it to get. I gotta admit that before I got a call from one of the lifers that I was in prison with, I had broke a cardinal rule and made a mistake that I said I would never do. And that was, I got so involved in what's going on in my life out here that I kind of almost forgot about the brothers and sisters behind the wall and how they may be affected behind everything that's going on. So I got a call today from, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a lifer that called by the name of Earl. Me and Earl lived in a cell for about a year or so together. And he called just to check in on me, see how everything was going with me. And I kind of got caught up in crying about how bad things are going for me out here right now because of this coronavirus. And it's crazy because I even did a show. I did one on my channel. I spent about 10 minutes on a show called Worse is Just Around the Corner. And the whole basis of that show was basically, no matter how bad things are, they can always be worse. So today I kind of needed that call from Earl because he brought me back down to where I needed to be, because while I'm busy griping about how bad things is out here, because everybody knows, like, I live in a halfway house, and the halfway house that I live in is on a strict lockdown. So there's no movement, there's no going to look for work for the brothers in here that don't have jobs. A lot of brothers in here that do have jobs have lost their jobs, have been laid off. And I mean, fortunately for me, I'm lucky enough to be at a job where I'm considered an essential worker. So the employment part is still there for me. I still have a job to go to at least. But I've been cut off from a lot of the other luxuries that I look forward to. As far as, like, on the weekends, I could make special needs runs and I could go to church, or my visits. I'm one of the dudes that get frequent visits here. And there's no visits. There's no drop-offs. My peoples can't come drop off clothes to me or nothing anymore, which I do frequently. You're only allowed to have a certain amount of stuff. So I usually would trade out, send clothes home and get new clothes. None of that is happening. And in the midst of me griping about all of this, Earl had to bring me back. Like, the dude had to tell me, like, listen, you must have forgot what a real lockdown is. Like, at least you able to get up and go to work. And you go to work for more than 75 cents a day, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, remember how happy we was to get up and go to work for that 75 cents a day? And he kind of had me thinking, like, because a prison lockdown is a lot worse than this little halfway house lockdown thing that I'm going through. He had to bring me back. Like, what you've been through is so horrible that what you're going through right now, that ain't nothing, man. Man up and do what you gotta do, At least you can get up and go to work tomorrow. And you go to work and you make good money at your job, Whereas we was in a lockdown where a prison lockdown could last weeks, you know. And the big one that they do, the big annual shakedown that they do at least once a year, is when they shake every cell down. For those of y'all that's not prison literate, for the lingo of shakedown, I mean they come in your cell and they just ravage everything. They're looking for contraband, you know. So by the time you come back to your cell, when they finish, it looks like a tornado hit it because they flipped everything upside down, looking for contraband. And that can last weeks, you know. And the shortest it may last maybe 4 or 5 days. And during that time, you're in your cell. There is no coming out of the cell for nothing. You're locked in that cell for the whole day. And after they finish your block, though, being that I was a food server. So during shakedowns, the COs have to serve the food. And after they shut my block down, though, we're still on lockdown until they complete the whole jail. But at least after they finish my block, the food service can now come out and serve food. So he was reminding me how happy we used to be just to come out, you know, be able to come out our cell. And even though we coming out to work and serve food, you lock somebody in a room for long enough, because the cell is actually a lot smaller than this room that I live in right now. So a lot smaller. So you lock somebody in a room long enough, when you let them out, of course, they're going to be happy. They're going to be happy as hell to get out of their cell for whatever the reason is, even if it is to work. And knowing that if we work, we get a shower. So that was something else that we was happy for. At least we get to come out and get a shower or whatever. So he kind of brought that back. And then he explained to me that the conditions that the corona epidemic has on them and there. And it kind of like gave me a whole different look about and feeling about my situation, you know. Because he's like, listen, we were on a real lockdown where we weren't coming out of ourselves. Now, at least, we're on a modified lockdown, meaning that we can come out of ourselves, but we're still being, basically, a lot of the privileges that was given to them have been taken. So the most they can do is come out and use the phone. They're not allowed to congregate with 10 or more people. So it has to be 10 or less people. They're only letting out one tier at a time. So the TV room is off limits because more than 10 people will want to watch television in the TV room, of course. So, of course, that's off limits. There's no visits. Visits have been shut down. I guess to compensate for not being able to get a visit from your loved ones, what they're doing is they're allowing them 2 free phone calls a week. So I don't see how that compensates, you know, me not being able to love and kiss my loved ones. You cannot give me a free phone call and think that that's going to heal that wound, you know. They're basically trying to stop all movement. Medical, they're bringing the medical carts to them whereas they used to call medical and they used to just line up and go walk down to the medical part. Now they're bringing the medical carts come to them. They don't want inmates walking back and forth through the facility. Even the COs are getting their temperature checked upon entering the building. If you're running a fever or if you're showing any symptoms of this coronavirus, you're not allowed in the building. And it's just crazy, you know. I never would have thought that things would get like they're getting, you know? And it's crazy because I just got a call from another one of my homies that I was locked up with today. And he was basically telling me how, he was saying, Wes, this is just so crazy, you know? The only thing you can do is just like stay focused, keep positive thoughts, you know, and pray, you know? And hearing this from him, I'm like, I had to check the phone to see. So it's just crazy, you know. I never been one that was like into politics, or I don't even watch the news, you know. So I don't even know like what's going on. I'm one that's completely out of the loop as far as what's going on with the whole situation, you know. So like I could use you guys' help. If anybody know like whether there's a vaccine for it, a cure, where we're at with that, I would appreciate it. You know, I'm always telling those to call me, telling people to contact me if you have any questions. And I'm always on top of answering any questions, responding to anybody that has ever hit my Instagram or even left a line on my channel. So now I'm asking if anybody got any information, you can hit me up, let me know where we stand as far as whether there's a vaccine or a cure, or whether they working on one, whether they lost and still at square one with it. I have no idea what's going on. So any information would be good information for me. And I would appreciate that. You know, you can hit me up. You could drop me a line right here on my channel. Or you can hit me up on Instagram at wes.smith.129. And until next time, peace.